Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's September 26, 2022. One of the things that I've got to do at each fall is to start saving seeds. So one of the seed saving techniques that I use for for several different types of seeds. So today I'm just going to demonstrate. I've made videos in the past about seed saving and all, but today I'm just going to demonstrate the technique that we use for saving like tomato and pepper seeds, eggplant, a whole variety of different seeds like that. And we use just a couple of different tools. You use a cordless drill for us, a battery operated drill. It's one of my DeWalt drills. I use a paddle, and this is the paddle. Now these are used in for mixing paint, mixing mortar. This is a little over 2 feet tall. The buckets I use 5-gallon buckets, and I like the ones that have the screw-on tops. So they come on and off like this. And I took one and I drilled a good size hole in it. And so what I'll do is I'll put my paddle through the hole with the paddle facing down, hook it to the drill, and then I'll be able to agitate the material that's inside the bucket. Now, what we did was about a week ago, Thea gathered up for me some very ripe San Marzano tomatoes. And she put them in the bucket, and it was about half a full bucket at the time. And there was, she just put the water to just where it came to the top of the tomatoes. And that set for about 3 days, which really softened up the skin some. And I took this paddle and I went ahead and I poured off some of the water, so there was just a small amount of water. And then I beat the heck out of them for about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. And then I left them so that they'd start to ferment. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the paddle, beat it again, and what happens is any seeds that are still attached to the fleshy part of the tomatoes that are real viable, they'll start to settle to the bottom. And then I'll take the garden hose and I'll pour water in there, and I may beat it a couple of times, but usually it doesn't take too much. But I keep refilling the bucket, and then I decant off. I pour off the stuff that doesn't fall to the bottom, because the good viable seeds always fall to the bottom. They're nice and dense and heavy. And this fermentation process is said to enhance the viability of the seeds and all. So I just think that saving your own seeds can really be viable. I've made videos in the past of saving like broccoli seeds, kale seeds, those sorts of things, and that's really, really advantageous as well. And you can also create your own cover crop seeds by doing mixes. And corn is easy, tomatoes are easy, all of those things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off this camera, turn on a camera so you can watch me go through the process. And I'll do this several times. I'll decant off or pour off the big material and the stuff that hasn't settled to the bottom, drop it on the ground, refill the bucket, decant it off again, so on and so forth. And then we'll be back and look inside the bucket. So here we go. Put it on high speed. I'll rinse this material off since it's stuck to the paddle right now. I'll try to rinse it off. Now, as soon as I stop the water jet, all of those seeds that are viable should be falling right to the base of the bucket. And you will see seeds in the material in there. Some of those seeds are no doubt viable, but seeds, the viable seeds will settle very quickly. The good seeds will settle very quickly. Just emptying out the hose. This is one of those flexible hoses. So there's probably 30 seeds in there that are not viable. Because they didn't settle right away. But there's quite a few seeds in there. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to take one of our stainless steel screens, and you could use a window screen, anything that where the holes in the screen is smaller than the size of the seed. Now we have a whole set of these. We bought these from Seed Keepers. I think it's seedkeepers.com. Just search for Seed Keepers, and so it has all different size stainless steel holes in the wire mesh that's here. So this size I just grabbed out of the box. I'm going to go ahead and pour the actual seeds right into this. Usually I do it on the ground, but it's pretty muddy out here since we've had some rain lately. Now you could put them, they need to dry out so that you could store the seeds for the next season and all, or for seasons. And then once they're dried out, they can be stored in a cool, dry, dark location. Some people will freeze the seeds, that's fine. Cool, dark, and dry, we put them in our root cellar. You can put them in your refrigerator. But we'll put this tray right in one of the dehydrators and remove all the moisture. It'll get cakey. I'll rub it a little bit, the seeds, so they all break apart from each other. And then come early spring, before the snow melts, we'll go ahead and pot up some of these seeds. Okay, I'm over here in the work area where all of our Excalibur dehydrators are located and all. And I've got my stainless steel screen tray that has all of the San Marzano tomato seeds in it. Now there's quite a bit of water in here. Ideally, you might let this set on a counter for I don't know, a half an hour to let some of the water come off, because it is dripping on the floor right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead, set this aside for a second, take the front cover off of one of the dehydrators, take two of the trays out, put this one in, put the cover on the front. And this isn't one of the more advanced ones. It's just turn it on. And these dehydrators, this one only has the one dial on it, so it's a timer and the temperature, where some of the other ones, you have a timer that's separate from the temperature, so you can keep some seeds really cool, or herbs, so that they maintain their nutrient content. So if I were dehydrating herbs, I'd be using one of these potentially. Ones that we're worried about the delicate nutritional elements disappearing. But they can actually, I mean, I've heard of people just putting them in their ovens at low temperatures and dehydrating their seeds that way. Or putting them upstairs in their attic, that sort of thing. We just don't want them to get moldy. So that's the technique that we use here for our tomato seeds, our pepper seeds, eggplant seeds, a whole variety of different seeds and all. And I've made videos about all those in the past. So I hope this is of some value. It certainly is a technique that works very well for us. Just need a bucket, a paddle. You could do this all by hand and all, some water, you know, decant it. You know, don't worry about all the seeds that are going to go on the ground when you're doing this. And don't rush the process, because I think fermenting the tomato seeds really does help some. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye now.